The first call we made wasn't to a contractor. It was to our insurance company. Making that probably saved us weeks. Making that call first probably saved us weeks. The first 48 hours after disaster are critical. Every decision you make either protects your house or makes the damages worse. This is what we did, why we did it, and where I think we got it right. After making sure my wife and dog were okay, the first thing we did was call our parents and close friends. We didn't need anything from them. We just wanted them to hear from us that we were okay before they saw it on social media or heard about it from someone else. Once we finished those calls, I had my wife start the insurance claim. I could tell she was still in shock. Giving her something to focus on helped. While she was talking to the insurance company, I started documenting everything. Every room, wall, ceiling, hole, every piece of furniture that had been damaged. If I thought I had enough pictures, I took more. At that point, it wasn't thinking about rebuilding. I was thinking about preserving the evidence before anything changed. One thing that did surprise me was how quickly the insurance company moved. Within 2 days, they had wired money so we could begin emergency work. That allowed me to start making phone calls immediately instead of waiting around. The first person I hired was an arborist. The reason for that? We had that 80-foot pine sitting on the house. That isn't something that you attack with a chainsaw and just hope for the best. It had to be removed in a controlled way, or you can do even more damage than the storm had already caused. The arborist happened to be one of my neighbors. He had been through the same storm. He showed up ready to work. Watching that crew was impressive. I assumed they would start by cutting the tree apart. Instead, they climbed on it. They marked it. They discussed every cut before they made it. Then they started cutting it into sections. And before they lifted the top 60 feet off the house, they braced the section that was resting on my roof. They knew if they simply removed the weight, the remaining section could punch further through the house. Watching them work was like watching practical physics. Every cut had a purpose. Every movement was controlled. Removing the tree, though, created a problem none of us knew existed. As soon as they relieved the pressure from the trunk, someone yelled they smelled gas. The tree had landed directly on our gas line. It hadn't punctured it, it had bent it though. And the weight of the tree was actually keeping the damaged section closed. Once the tree moved, the gas line opened. Everybody immediately evacuated the house. The parish came out, shut off the gas. The entire area had to be cleared until it was safe. Later, during demolition, we found exactly where the pipe had failed. Looking back, I think we were incredibly fortunate. If that gas line had ruptured while we still had power, the story could have ended very differently. I thought the big danger was over. I was wrong. Once the tree was finally gone, we could actually see the damage. The roof looked worse than we thought. More rafters were exposed, more holes appeared. Ceiling joists that had been hidden by the tree now visible. Every hour seemed to find another problem. That's when I realized this wasn't going to be a quick repair. I didn't know exactly how long it would take, but I knew we were talking months, not weeks. The tree was gone. The rebuild hadn't even started. Standing there, looking at my house, my mindset changed. I stopped looking like a homeowner and started thinking like a project manager. There's no point wondering why this happened. There's no point guessing how long it would take. The only thing that mattered was solving the next problem, getting the tree off, making the house safe, keeping water out, documenting everything, then move on to the next task. That became my routine for the next 9 months. If I can give one piece of advice for those first 48 hours, it's this. Don't rush to hire the first person who knocks on your door. Hire the right people. There's a reason why I hired an arborist. An experienced arborist understands that removing the tree is only half the job. The other half is preventing even more damage while it's being removed. The second thing is, just because one problem isn't visible doesn't mean it's the only problem. Once the tree came off, we found structural damage we couldn't see before. We found a damaged gas line. And that was only the beginning, because once the demolition started, we discovered the damage went much deeper than anyone originally thought.